ain't living what's good. It's your girl Francine. Today is Saturday, which means to say that Saturday. But we say what we need to say and get it all out. So today, I'm doing 29 things that I've learned in 29 years. Now, 29 is a lot. It's a lot of years, though I don't really feel that old. Like, I feel like better than I did in my early 20s, to be quite honest. It could be because I was drinking the whole time, but definitely feel a lot better. I know that I'm pushing 30. And so in reflection of pushing 30, I wanted to do kind of a reflection of the things that I've learned in the 29 years I've been on this earth. I stole this idea from Jenna Marbles, who has sadly left the platform, but you know, I can still make an homage to her. So let's get into it, because this is going to be fairly long, because 29 is a lot. So let's get into it. Okay. So I technically recorded this video already because I'm trying to record these extra early, but I thought of some stuff that I definitely had to put in here. So we're going to start off from childhood, right? One of the first things that I learned in my childhood is stranger danger. Because I was a little kid who loved to talk to strangers. And I, for some reason, decided that one day, I remember exactly what happened. I was at my great-grandmother's retirement home, and I wanted something out of the vending machine, and my mom was like, no. And I was like, oh my God, my mom's so mean. So I went to the vending machine, I was like pouting, and this older man came up to me and was like, hey, I can get you something from the vending machine. I got the money, but it's in my room, you can come with me. Now, any normal child would be like, no, sir, I don't know you. But I was super friendly when I was younger, which is so funny because I'm not now. But I was super friendly when I was younger, and I was like, okay. And I don't know if my mom heard what was going on or if she just had her mom tingling senses, and she came and grabbed me and was like, come on, get away from this man. So I had to learn stranger danger the hard way, because quite honestly, I probably could have been kidnapped or worse. So, yeah. It's not the easiest thing for everybody to learn. The next one. Riding a bike is hard, and I don't understand why people make it seem like it's easy. You know the phrase, it's as easy as riding a bike, right? I did not learn how to ride a bike very easily. To be quite honest, if I was presented with a bike right now, I would not be able to ride it. I would be like, yeah, so you pedal, and then I would fall off, because I'm also clumsy as hell, and I also have horrible coordination, which is why it was so hard for me to ride a bike. So that, I don't get that colloquialism, because I think that it is very biased against very clumsy people. Number 3, I can take a lot of pain. This one comes from, I sprained my ankle when I was in the 2nd grade, and I walked on it for 2 whole days, not knowing I sprained it, had no idea whatsoever. I was going to church, I was singing in a choir, I was in a play, and I went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, yeah, you broke your ankle. And I was like, oh, it just hurt a little bit. Like, it didn't really hurt that much. My mom put an ace bandage on it and was like, okay, you can go about your day. But I had to get a whole cast and everything, and since I have sprained that ankle at least 3 other times. So this one also is, I'm clumsy as hell. So my battery died. We're only on number, 4? So, cool. The next one is death is weird and hard to deal with. And this one comes from when I was 6, my grandfather passed away. And I say death is weird because I didn't really consciously think about the fact that I was never going to see him again. Like, my mom kept telling me, you know, he went with God and he went to heaven and all this other stuff. And like every time I would still go to my grandmother's house, I would still assume he was going to be there because he was sick, he went to the hospital, he should be fine. Like, duh. And it was really hard to understand as a kid, and it's still hard to understand as an adult because, you know, I recently lost my sister, and there are some days where it doesn't register in my brain that, like, never want to see this person again. You know, it's like hard. And it never gets easy. And so as a 6-year-old, I thought, well, maybe when I get older, I'll understand. No, 6-year-old me, you will not. So number 5 is everyone isn't your friend. This one is a very long anecdotal story. All I will say is that I had a friend set me up when I was in high school. Essentially, he put me on a date with this guy and then had the guy embarrass me to laugh at me, I guess. And you know, it really didn't register to me because I've been teased my whole life. Like, I'd been teased since elementary school, so I was used to that. But, like, I never had anybody who I felt like was my friend do something so mean for no reason. Like, I mean, I can sometimes be kind of annoying, and so I understand that. But, like, I didn't do anything to this girl, and she set me up, so I was so confused, and it really registered, like, no, everybody is not your friend. You gotta kind of be picky with that, and that's gonna be a reoccurring theme because I'm gonna get to that in another one, in a later one. Number 6, sometimes people are just mean, and this is also attributing to that one and to being bullied. Like, I had to realize that sometimes people are just mean and has nothing to do with you. Like, they're just being mean. Maybe it's internalized hate for themselves. Maybe it's internalized hate for people who are like you for whatever reason. But sometimes people are just mean, and it's not going to be easy to deal with, but it's something you have to accept, because to get through life, you're gonna have to accept mean people. It just is what it is, because they're everywhere. They're everywhere. So number 7, I'm not my hair. All that hate, I am not my hair. This one is when I went natural. I went natural in 2010, my first year of college. I figured that, you know, before then I was straightening my hair every single day. I was putting perms in it twice a month, like every 2 months. I was getting a perm. And I was trying to get that emo look, okay? Because I swore I was emo. I swore I was going to marry Jera away, and we were going to be so long and good night. But when I went to college, I met someone who was natural, and she showed me a friend of hers who was natural, and I loved her hair, and I was like, wow, our hair is beautiful. Like, why have I been told that it's so unruly and so unmanageable? So I went natural in 2010, and 10 years later, I'm very happy I did, even though my hair has had its own ups and downs, and that's a whole nother video. But yeah, and another thing that I had to learn, which is number 8, is that I love the skin I'm in, because kind of controversial take. When I was younger, I used to not like being black, because I mostly got teased by black people for being white or acting white, and it was very upsetting. And so I was like, well, what's the point of me being black if obviously I act like a white person? Like, I should just be white. Like, why am I black? And it took a lot of growth and like coming to terms with my culture and who I was as a black person, and also why black people have those ideas and those thoughts about certain things. And so in examining that, it really helped me understand kind of why I should be able to accept who I am, and also understand why people were, again, just being mean. So this is number 9. Don't blame yourself for other people's shortcomings. This one comes from a breakup that I had, and this person really did me dirty, to be quite honest. Always blamed me for every time they did me dirty. I blamed myself, and because I blamed myself, I went into a very dark place, and I had to come to the conclusion that it was not me, it was not my fault. That person just needed to get their life together and get help, and not be in a relationship with you, obviously, because they couldn't be in a relationship because they were being a toxic person. So yeah, that is something I took from that relationship. It took a while, but I got there. Number 10 is no means no. I don't really think I need to explain this one. Just know I had to learn that, unfortunately, a very hard way. Number 11 is hurt is a hell of a drug. This one, essentially, like, you know, you come to the conclusion for some people, and I used to be this person, that they hold on to the hurt that hurt them when they were a kid, or in a relationship, or in any type of really hurtful place, and they hold on to that, and they want to keep that hurt so they can be kind of a toxic person. And at one point in my life, I became a very toxic person. I'm very now reflective enough to be like, no, I was a toxic person. I wasn't a good person to be around. I was very angry and irritable and just not doing the right things and making the best decisions because I just didn't care. And I had this hurt inside of me that I kept hold of because I felt like, well, this is who I am. I am this hurt that is of me. And eventually I had to get therapy, which is number 12. Therapy is not just for crazy people. I had to really think that, like, You know, I used to think that like, oh my God, to get therapy, you have to be like clinically insane, like you have to be severe, which to be quite honest, wasn't that far from that at one point. And so I decided to get therapy, and it was the best decision I ever made because it definitely helped me come to a better place in understanding why I am the way I am. It took a long time for me to change it, but I understood it, so that helped. Number 13 is live your life for you. I think I mentioned this in my how I became a lawyer video. I lived a lot of my life in the beginning kind of just making other people happy or doing what I thought would make other people happy, because that was always my thing. Like I was always just like trying to please people. And when I got to law school, about like halfway in, when I had this like reflection of like, I don't even know if I want to be here. I don't even know what I want to do. Like, who am I? What do I want to do? And I just really, it took me a while to really come to the conclusion of who exactly I am as a person. Like, I was always labeled the smart one and, you know, super labeled in some of the things that I was supposed to be. And I didn't really feel like those things a lot of the time. And so I really had to come to a conclusion, and honestly, not until recently was I starting to be who I am, who I think I am. Not until this year, to be quite honest, was I being who I think I am. And I'm going to get to that in another one as well. And so number 14 is leave what hurts you. This is not just in relationships. Of course it's in relationships, but it's in jobs. Like if your job is hurting you and it's causing you to have severe mental health issues, leave. Find your plan B and leave. If your friendships aren't working and they are hurting you, leave. If some family members are hurting you and you need to take some time to be away from them, leave. It just is what it is. And a lot of this is, at the end, is just self-reflection that I had to realize and like coming to a better place in myself. Because the next one, number 15 is it gets better. Like, I had to really dig deep to come to the conclusion that it gets better. When you're depressed and you have depression, hopelessness is a very big part of it. And when you're hopeless and you have no hope for tomorrow, the idea that it gets better is just like, whatever. And for a very long time, it wasn't getting better. I had to realize it was my fault. It wasn't getting better, and I had to make the changes to get better. And one of those changes was leaving things that didn't make me happy, leaving things that were hurting me. And once I did that, felt so much better. Oh my God. The next one is it's okay for things to be okay. I say that because it ties into the hurt is a hell of a drug. Like after I got out of that and stopped kind of living in that space of hurt, I had to realize that like I don't need to be in chaos or having relationship drama or job drama or friendship drama or family drama. Like I don't need to be in that to have something to do with my day. Like it felt like chaos was comfortable for me because I live in chaos for a lot of my life. And I was just like, yeah, it's okay to just be chilling. Like I don't need to be doing anything crazy. I'm just chilling. I need to just be letting things okay. But also the next one, which is number 17, it's okay for things to not be okay. It's okay for you to have mental breakdowns even when you are getting the help you need or having the medications you need. Like I had to really come to the conclusion that like I'm doing everything I can right now and I'm still not okay. Like I'm still depressed. I'm still having anxiety attacks. Like what is going on? And it's like, girl, you have a chemical imbalance in your brain. Like you can't really do nothing with that. So why are you mad at yourself for having this problem that you can't control? So I really had to come to that conclusion as well. Number 18 is stop downing yourself. This, I can make a whole video on this one, my God. Downing myself is the number one reason why I am not where I want to be right now. I suffer from having the biggest self-doubt and low self-confidence in myself, even though I have proven time and time again that I can do certain things. Your girl passed law school with severe depression, anxiety, and an issue with drinking, and had a B average. Your girl passed the bar, going through having very bad thoughts about life and dealing with all the things that came. Like, your girl went through college in an extremely toxic relationship and also almost failed out in the first year. I'm revealing stuff about myself, and I still gotta be average. Like, look, and I had 2 majors in college. Like, I don't know why I consistently kept doubting myself, and I always felt like I needed to be humble and just be like, oh, well, I don't know if I'm that good. Like, sis, yes, you are. You are that chick. Let it be known, okay? Stop doubting yourself. Stop putting these expectations that you need to be like, oh, well, I don't really be doing that. And like, no, you are a good person who can do amazing things. Why are you doubting yourself? So number 19. Ooh, I didn't put these in a really good order, but these are all good. You don't need to chase people who want to be in your life. This one actually relates a lot to friendships for me more than it does to relationships. I've usually been able to kind of keep people in relationships. A lot of times my friendships, I felt like I was chasing down people. Like, I felt like I had to hit them up all the time. And I had to talk to them all the time and go to them all the time for us to have a friendship. And it was mainly because, like, I felt like, I always felt like I was bothering people. And so I just stopped doing it. And that's how I didn't have any friends. But it's like, these people obviously don't want to be in my life. Because if they did, they would pick up the phone and call me. They would pick up when they know there's something going on in my life and see how I'm doing. Like, they would be trying to talk to me. And yes, sometimes, I'm not really great at keeping in contact with people either. But if that person is contacting me, I will pick up the phone because I just know that I care about that person. There will be times where I will have friends and I will hit them up and they will literally ghost me for like 4 or 5 months. And then all of a sudden, hey girl, what's up? And a lot of times it correlates with having a man. And I don't ever want to be friends with anybody like that anymore. But I just feel like I shouldn't have to chase down anybody. I shouldn't have to kind of be in your face all the time for us to be friends. And to be quite honest, I don't want friends that I don't feel care enough about me to keep me in their life. And I don't want to do that to anybody either. That's why I try to stay involved with some of my friends, and I'm trying to get better at it. I'm not great at it, but if my friends contacted me, I would definitely answer. That's my biggest pet peeve. Like, when I call people and they don't answer, or text people and they don't answer. Now, number 20 is stop looking at other people's lanes. Ooh, buddy. This one is a really big one. This is one that I recently kind of had to come hard on myself, very hard on myself on, because I guess I can call myself, I used to be kind of a hater. Like, I was always like, why is she getting this? Why is this person doing this before me? Like, I feel like I'm not doing enough because these people are doing so much more than me. And I'm I don't understand why. Why not me? And it's like, sis, that is their story. That is their life. You don't know what's really going on over there, to be quite honest. And at the end of the day, you sound like a hater. You sound like you're hating on their life because you want that life for yourself. And that's fine. But what my next one is, and that's number 22, is that your time will come. Live your life for today. Like, I kept living my life in the past. I keep living my life looking about the future and what my future wants to be. Because I live my life in the past and saying, like, I didn't do this back then and now I can't do that now. As in, like, this YouTube channel is a perfect example. I was like, well, I should have did this when YouTube wasn't so saturated. Like, I'll never make it on YouTube. But it's like, your time will come. Even though it didn't happen then, it will happen in the future. And even if it happened faster for somebody else, if it's meant for you, it will happen. And those two things, like, I had to really be hard on myself for it, because I will compare myself to people all the time. Okay? Social media is really good at that. But I'm definitely trying to be a lot better at that. And that's one that is definitely supposed to be on this list. So number 23, is take my risk. I had to tell myself to take my risks. I just consistently would put myself in situations where I would take the easy way out. One thing I've always wanted to do was go and do open mics and play music and sing my own music and make my own music. But I was always so scared to do it because I was scared that I wasn't going to do well. And I guess the real thing I've learned is to not let fear control me, because I would really let fear keep me from doing things that I enjoy, like that I want to do, that make me happy. And I'm sitting here like, oh, well, what if it goes wrong? It's like, so the frick what? So what? Just let it happen. If it's meant for you, it will be for you. The next one is a very recent one that I have been dealing with, and that is, it's okay to have emotions. Now, if anyone who is watching this knows me personally, you know that I am not an emotional person. I'm not. And it's intentional. I definitely would say that I definitely feel emotions. I guess everybody feels emotions, right? But I was always on this hard shell. I don't feel nothing. It's whatever. Because I just had this idea that if I ignored it, it would go away. Like my emotions would go away. And this year was a perfect year to show me, nah, sis. They there. You gotta deal with them. So do it. And feel them and let them be there and be real, and then deal with them. And I'm still kind of hard. I can't say that I'm doing great at it. I'm trying, especially with loss and with all the things happening in the world right now. It's been a lot to process, so I'm getting a lot of practice. So yeah, 24, do what makes you happy. This has a lot of connections to do with not letting fear control you. Do what makes you happy. If that means that you just want to lay down and kind of relax for a second, do that. If it makes you happy. If you want to just stare up at the sunset and just have a really good moment, do what makes you happy. Don't worry about what other people may think or what you may think, that you're not being productive enough or you're not doing enough. Do what makes you happy. And even with the self-doubt thing, it's like, I didn't want to do this YouTube channel. I knew it would make me happy, and now I'm doing it, and I'm happy. And I didn't want to make music, and I'm starting to do that a lot recently, and now I'm happy. And I wanted to write music, write poetry more, and I'm starting to do that. It's making me happy. So yeah, it's sad that I had to learn that, but I don't have to just always be Francine who goes to work and comes home and goes to work and comes home. It's like, sis, you have a life to live. I'm 29, okay? So 29 years of my life, and I've not really lived a lot of things. Number 25, you're responsible for your own happiness and love yourself first. This is self-explanatory. I think a lot of people are starting to realize this nowadays, that you should be your first priority. My therapist always used to say to me, you are the only you have, and you are the only person who is responsible for you. So even if you're trying to make these men or these family members or these jobs happy or these friends happy, you are the only one who has the exact responsibility to make you happy. So if nobody else is trying to, even though you're trying to make everybody else happy, it's not their fault. It's your fault, because you're not making sure that your happiness is coming first. And when she said that, I was just like, well, damn, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Okay. Let me do that, because I spend a lot of time, especially in relationships, just trying everything to make this person happy, make this person love me. Oh my God, love me. And one of them I should have put in here is that you don't have to beg for love. That is, that it's in here kind of, but that definitely needs to be like a parentheses on that one, because I used to. Sad. Number 26. This is the one. Struggle love sucks, and you can't save people. A lot of us will be able to relate to this. If you ever was in a relationship with somebody who wasn't trying for themselves, whether it be monetarily or emotionally, it sucks. Struggle love sucks. It sucks on both ends. I can honestly say that kind of, sort of, I was in a mutual struggle love relationship, because mine was emotional struggles and the person's was definitely financial struggles. But struggle, it doesn't work. You can't save people, and people can't save you. You have to make sure that you look out for yourself, and don't have to sit here and try to make this person better. Yeah, I know he has no job and no place to live and no car, and also he doesn't really respect me as a person, but I can change that. Come on. No, sis. You cannot. The next one is probably the epitome of why I learned that I don't want to do struggle love, is that I have to set boundaries. I have things that I want, and I don't want to accept less than them. And if I had to, it would not make me happy. And so at the end of the day, I don't want to not have boundaries with what I'm going to accept and not accept. And that's not just in relationships. That's also with family, friends, jobs. I got my cutoffs, period. And I used to just bend and mold these boundaries, even though they were always hard set in my brain, the things that I actually wanted. I'm like, well, it's okay. Yeah, I don't really like guys who, don't really have their shit together, but, he's gonna get better soon. Or, yeah, this job, my boss treats me like crap, but, I be able to pay my rent, so it's all good. And it's like, no, yes, sometimes you have to accept certain things, like, having to get your job and some family members you have to accept, even though those boundaries, you still have to set them with them. But don't bend just because you feel like you should or you have to. Like, again, you're responsible for your own happiness. And once you realize you're responsible for your own happiness, those boundaries will come in handy, sis. If you are on the phone with somebody who is being hella toxic, hang up the phone. Call them back later. If you are having to deal with your boss who is saying some rude things, next time I'm in that situation, I would just walk out the room, because I don't want to be put under those kind of pressures and 28, guilt will kill you. I don't really think I have to say much about this. Guilt will kill you, especially if it's guilt about a person that is no longer here. That's why I've been going through it a lot in the last few months. And it's hard. It is. And so my last one is, sometimes you have to put pride aside to kind of accept people, but know the toxic people are everywhere, but you have to know how to deal with them. And that's kind of sort of what I was talking about in the set your boundaries. It's like, look, I accept certain people in my life for who they are. However, I do set my boundaries now. And some people, this is another thing, some people you can set your boundaries with, but they're not going to care about your boundaries. So you have to know how to deal with those kind of people. You have to know how to navigate people. Because I spend a lot of my time just being like, okay, being a people pleaser, chasing friends, like I said, being a struggle love and trying to save people. And in reality, I should have just been like, no, this is what I want to, and I will accept. And if you don't respect that, then I'm going to have to put you in a category of people that I have to deal with on a certain way. And a lot of times, when you have that guilt of not, being around someone when, something like that happens, it kind of makes you think, okay, maybe if I would have just put this person and set my boundaries with this person, it would have been fine. And that's why I put the last one, because it's like toxic people are going to be everywhere. Toxic people are going to be, some of your friends is probably toxic, and you love those friends and you enjoy being those friends. They have certain parts in your life that they fit in, but that's my 29 things in 29 years. And just a little sentiment. I used to hate my birthday because I always had this idea that I'm not where I want to be yet. I'm just so sad. And this year, I'm just really happy I'm not where I used to be mentally. I'm just very happy that now I am on my way to trying to be who I've wanted to be for a very long time. And part of that is making this channel. And I'm very thankful to you guys for watching me. As of me recording this, I'm 2 subscribers away from making 100 subscribers. And yeah, it might not seem like a lot to some people, but to me, it means that people who I don't know are actually watching my videos, which is like, because I don't know 100 people, okay? With that being said, thank you so much. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, put them in the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed already, I'm 2 people away. Help a sister out. And I'll see you all tomorrow, possibly. Tomorrow's my actual birthday, so with my Sunday videos, it's hard to pre-record those, so I hopefully will feel like it this weekend, but if I don't, I skipped last Sunday. The news is just crap. But that being said, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.